Sometimes we're pretty relaxed and calm. We might be dreading something, or maybe we're just knowing something significant's happening later and we're getting ourselves ready for it. One of the ways that the more primitive brain tries to get ready is by worrying about it. And so we might have thoughts coming into our mind that could even be quite intrusive. And that's actually not all that helpful. We can really create a lot of anxiety in our body and then kind of feeds off each other, the anxious thoughts, anxiety in our body. So, what we know really works is to stop following trains of thought like that and come back into the system, to our body, to our breath. So, whatever's going on in the mind, in our thoughts, put that to the background for at least a few minutes. Let all of those words settle. One thing we might notice is the sense perceptions. If we have our eyes closed, the sense of sight is not as active. But we have the sense of hearing and certainly the sense of touch. We can feel the air, especially if it's a different temperature, if it's quite hot or quite cold. We can feel the touch of our clothes on our skin when we tune into that, the sensation of pressure where we are leaning back against a chair or our seat or the feet on the floor. It's quite grounding just to notice all of the points of connection of our body and the environment. Bring your attention to the soles of your feet. And if your feet are touching the floor, really notice what that feels like. And if you're sitting cross legged, then it might be the sides of your calves or something, the back of your legs. Notice where you're connected with the floor. And below that, there's building materials probably, and then might be other rooms, or it might just be the ground right underneath that. Sense into that feeling of being grounded on the earth. And we notice the space that our body is in. Partly how we notice that is our images of that. If we opened our eyes, we could see that. If we move our body somehow, we can feel it. And there's space all around our body. And one of the things that happens in this space of our body is that we breathe, so our body's moving. Tune into the breath for a moment. Notice what it feels like in your belly as you breathe. We can feel this on a physical level. The muscles of the stomach area actually expand and lengthen as we breathe in. And there's this lovely softening as we breathe out. Anchor your attention to that. Notice what it feels like to just watch the breath. And notice the mind might wander. Perhaps the mind is very focused. If the mind is wandering, it's very helpful to give it something to do. So you could count the length of the breath. Notice how long it takes to breathe in, and then see if you could make the breathing out part about the same. Ideally, our breath is diaphragmatic, even length of inhale and exhale, and it's smooth and continuous. You could inhale 2, 3, exhale 2, 3. Just let that count run in your mind. You could be very physical about it. Really notice what it feels like in that subtle way of the end of the out breath when there's not much breath coming out of the lungs. The belly is still settling a little bit more softly back to the spine. And then at some point, the body shifts that. We go into the in breath. And when we've got enough breath, we release into the out breath. And scan your body for any tightness or tension. Relax your forehead and eyebrows. Let that soften. Notice if you're clenching your teeth or if there's any kind of tightness in your jaw, the hinges of your jaw, your mouth, tongue, particularly when we know we're about to go into a conversation that might not be easy. We can have a lot of energy in our mouth and jaw. Notice that. Relax the whole back of your body, the back of your neck, shoulders, upper back in particular. If you notice there's any sense of bracing yourself, let that settle for a few minutes. You don't actually need to be ready for this now. We could just relax a bit first, let our system really settle. Same with the stomach area and the chest. Take a few deep breaths. Notice how that feels. Let your stomach relax. Include your arms, your legs, your whole body. When we're doing an inquiry, we're wanting to look from awareness, from this perspective of the witness, and with a relaxed body, with smooth, even breath. So notice again being grounded and steady in your body. Notice your feet on the floor, the steadiness of your breath. And then bring to mind some situation that you've either been in or that you might be coming up to. In particular, this might be useful if you've got something in your future that you're feeling is going to be significant. There might be a bit of fear about being able to stay grounded and present. It's very helpful to do a little bit of work before we get in the situation if we know what's happening. Bring that situation to mind. And as you're doing that, remain aware that you're looking at images, you're hearing words, you're seeing a response in the body perhaps, and that you're not actually in the situation. You're preparing yourself to go into the situation. So maintain a real anchor through your breath and your body. Notice your body. And bring your attention to whatever images come up. Could be a still photo, could be a little video. There might be words there to look at. And as you're looking at them, if the images are kind of intense or sticky, then remember that you could always have your eyes open. You could put it on a wall or a window. You could tap, so your two fingers to your forehead. And as you're really paying attention to the image, start tapping and transfer your attention into the image or into the sound and the sensation. Gradually transfer your attention away from the image. You could put a frame around the image. With your eyes, trace the empty space around the outside. You might be working with being right in the situation. Or maybe you're thinking about just getting out of your car to go into a meeting or something. Let yourself kind of run the movie through until you get to a point where you notice there's some response in your body. Your breathing changes, your shoulders tense up, your jaw, and then stop there. Really stay connected with your body and your breath. Just look at it. Look at the image, what's in the image. Can you see yourself in the image? If you're looking out of your own eyes, see if you can pull back and see yourself as well. Notice your breath in particular. Stay very anchored into the smoothness of your breath. If you're of holding your breath. See if you can get the breath moving again. Even as you're looking at and you're kind of putting yourself into a visual of the situation. As you're doing that, notice your breath. You could count to 6 as you breathe out. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Just let yourself exhale longer and then smoothly into the inhale. And look to see, is there any threat in the situation, in that image in particular? Or maybe there are words. If there is, then do the tapping on them. Transfer your attention away from the words and images and just tap. And right back to your breath. Notice the palms of your hands. And shift your position so that you can hold onto your own hands if you like. Just hold hands with yourself. Notice the warmth. You could give your hand a squeeze of support, perhaps. And remain connected with that. And then look at the next image. What are some possibilities of you sitting there? And notice as you're looking at this image of you in the situation, if you're relaxed, if you feel like your shoulders are up around your ears or your face is showing a lot of tension, just relax your physical body right now. And see that in the images that you're looking at. See yourself looking strong. See yourself saying the words that you want to say. Your voice is steady. You take a deep breath in and you say what you need to say. You relax your shoulders, let your whole body relax as you breathe out. Notice how grounded and steady you are. Notice the warmth of your own hands. Notice the movement of your body with your breath. This is so familiar to us. And the mind might bring in a worry. Well, oh, what if this happens? What if I start to cry? What if I lose my temper? So let yourself entertain that too. Remember that you're looking at a what if. It's coming in as some kind of an image and words. Really tune into the picture of that. What does that look like? And even as you're looking at the picture, notice your breath, notice your body, the steadiness in your body. And now that you know what's in the picture, either put a frame around it and trace the outside of the frame, the space outside of it with your eyes. Or just look at that image and start tapping. This is just an image. It's words that you might be hearing or seeing. And you're observing that from this steadiness, from your awareness in your own body. And after you've tapped or traced, if you need to, just notice that the image can be there or not. It doesn't matter so much now. And let the image change again. Now bring forward how you look when you're steady and firm on your feet. You're grounded in your body. Even in the most difficult situations, you've still got that internal grit or resilience. See that in that image that you're looking at now. Instead of saying those words when you felt that anger coming up, you tuned into your body and you're steady. Let yourself really settle into that. Or maybe you cried for a moment and now you're steady again. Whatever it is, it's fine. We can come back from it. We can tune in again. We've done this hundreds of times. We tune into the body. We breathe. We're kind to ourselves. You might rub your palms together. Really notice the warmth of your hands. Settle your feet in a firmer way on the ground. And look at yourself in that situation, steady, aware of your breath, very present to whatever it is that's going on in the moment, resilient and strong. Look at that. Really notice what that feels like and how you see yourself as you're looking at that. Just take some regular breaths. Tune your attention into how it feels when we're steady and grounded. Know that you can trust yourself. There's so many tools. You could hold your hand. You could notice your breath. You could place this hand on your belly and just use that to anchor you in. If you're talking, you could talk in long sentences where you're speaking for more than 6 seconds so that you get that relaxation through your nervous system. You could pause for a moment, take a breath at any time. Feel that in your body. Your feet are firmly on the floor. You've got this. Before we finish the practice, set a couple of intentions that if you notice your body is starting to get tense, that you might relax your mouth or relax your shoulders. If you notice your breathing is getting a bit uneven, that you could put your hand on your belly. That you'll stay connected. Set your intention that you're going to stay connected in your body and in your breath. And then when you're ready, open your eyes.